if we look at the resource pack that you get, you have a folder for code that contains any HTML files we may use, any JavaScript files, MU plugins, and I'm going to explain that shortly. That's a folder for plugins, but those are the ones that are automatically installed. PHP code pages, these are the ones we see in the root. This is really the root of our theme. I have a little test script here for one little custom table, and if we use any products post types, they'll be included here. You also have the Word document, and you also have the slides. If we look at the structure of our site, we can see here in our content we have our themes, we have our plugin folder, and then we have a folder above it called mu-plugins, standing for must use plugins. Basically, the functions files, plugins and must use plugins are all just functions, but rather than making a plugin that can be activated or deactivated, any files that we put in here will be automatically installed, and unless they're deleted will always run. So you can see when we're having our files, like if we go to rest-post, what rest-post is really our functions. It's a functions file that, rather than keeping it in the theme that could be overwritten if it gets updated, rather than making a plugin that has to be activated or not, the mu plugins folder means that it always runs and it's theme independent. So what you can do, if you want, you can copy these functions and either make them a plugin, or you can even, if you want to, put them down here in your functions file in the root of your theme. I prefer the mu plugins approach. So when you get that, you can just copy them up and put them in the WP content folder. You'll see them sitting just above the plugins. Here we have our themes, which we can see here. There's our themes, there's our child theme. Rather than writing all these endpoints and add actions and hooks in functions, I just prefer to keep them into separate files in the plugins here. So each of these, and we'll go through them, will be various different things that we'll be using to create our endpoints. So this is all the add actions and hooks. And if we come back, we've done PHP, we've done MU plugins, we've seen all these things, the SQL, we've seen the Word document, the little handbook, and also some slides as well. That is the code pack that you can have. And to really set up your site, whether you're creating a child theme or a regular theme, you paste all your PHP folders, all of these here, these PHP, and if we have a look in here, and if we come down to WP REST, when we come into code, all of this stuff here in PHP goes into the root of your folder. All of MU plugins goes into the MU plugins folder, and then your site should work with your site, unless you want to change your server variable that'll default to your site. But if you comment it out, it will point to my site, so you'll be getting all the data and connecting to the endpoints there. So that's the kind of theme application setup for the REST API project that we're working on.